Good morning everybody and welcome back to I Loaf You. Today we decided to make something a little bit seasonal, so we are going to make apple fritters. Now this is a fried donut-esque pastry. It's good for breakfast if you feel the need to do this early in the morning. So we are going to be using a small fryer. So I am going to get that started at 375 degrees to warm up before we get started mixing our ingredients together. So we will jump right into the kitchen and get started. So now we are going to start mixing together the batter. We are going to mix our flour, our sugar, our salt, baking powder, and our cinnamon. We're just going to give that a little bit of a toss, and then we are going to add our liquids right in. So I like to make just a little bit of a well in the center of our dry ingredients, and we're going to add in our eggs, our milk, and our applesauce. Now mine is very red because I am using a homemade applesauce. And I'll actually link the video in the top, I believe it's right corner, up here or up here, not really sure which. That way you can watch that video if that's something that you would like to learn to make. Now we are just going to start mixing this together and forming a nice batter, which we are going to then fold into our apples. So now we are going to take a spatula here, and you want to scrape all of your batter out, and we just want to incorporate our apples nice and evenly here to make what we are going to drop into our hot fry oil. Alright, and it looks like we are ready. As soon as our oil is up to temperature at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, we will drop our first fritter right in. icing, I don't really have an exact recipe. I just have a little bit of powdered sugar. I'm going to put in a little bit of vanilla and a splash of milk. And you want it to be kind of thin. You don't want a super thick icing. So just add a little bit more milk, or a little water is okay too. You just want a nice thin icing that you can dip your apple fritters in. It's still just a little thick, so I'll add a tiny bit more milk. And then we are just going to dunk our apple fritters right into the icing and let it drip down the sides.